Okay, so there is officially around 33 days until level 80 is going to be released into Pokemon Go. So today I thought we would go ahead and talk about it. Talk about level 80. What will it look like potentially? Obviously, I have as much info as you guys, so we're kind of speculating here. But we're gonna take a look at level 50. We're gonna take a look at how that worked out and take kind of the knowledge we have from that into level 80 and kind of make some predictions on what to expect from the level up tasks, the amount of XP, and overall just my thoughts on level 80. I feel like I made a YAP session. By the way, welcome to the YAP sessions. This is episode 60, I think? 60. So congratulations, episode 60 of the YAP sessions. This is the Pokédaxi podcast where we just yap about certain topics. But anyway, 2-3 weeks ago, I made a video about this. No, episode 50, not 60. Sorry, my bad. 2-3 weeks ago, I made a video about this where I released the info about level 80. It was a YAP session that was also kind of mixed in as an announcement for level 80. And we talked about it a bit, but I feel like I have more thoughts. And as the community sentiment has developed, a lot of things have come up in the community about, people being excited about level 80, people being less excited, the pros, the cons. So we're diving into all of that today. So yeah, welcome. Really excited to be here, back with another YAP session. Before we dive too deep into it, a little update on Dax, how we've been doing. Pretty good. Double thumbs up from me. Not too much Pogo stuff going down. I will say my thoughts on September so far, if you compared to the summer where they had like back-to-back weekend events, they'd have like a community day and then a max battle day. They'd have a blah blah day, a Dynamax raid weekend with a raid. Like there were so many events, you guys know, back in the summer, but it seems like come September, the fall, they've decided to chill off. Now, my guess why they've done this is because the summer is when everyone really plays Pokemon Go, where it's like the most popping, so they want people to get out and go outside and play. And now it's a little bit more chill, so they're chilling. So I like it. It's a nice little break. Let me know if you've been enjoying a little break. There's still stuff to do if you're into the game, but it's not like we're looking at, double events every weekend. Like most weekends only have one event, which is nice, and a good amount of you don't have to grind too hard for it. There's a walker coming. Oh my God, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so overall things have been good. Other than that, what have I been up to? I've been getting back into Pokemon cards. Funny thing, I was thinking about this on my walk over to record this YAP session, but the first ever piece of Pokemon product, I guess I could say, I've ever interacted with was Pokemon cards. Like before I was even doing Pokemon Go, I obviously played the main series games as well, but like even before the main series games, I think the first piece of content I ever touched was Pokemon cards. So me and my friend, we used to battle a bunch with them. Never a huge collector as a kid. Like it was always cool to pull like the rare EXs and the level X's. But like overall, it was more about battling. So me and my friend have been battling since we were young, and I played it a bunch during the pandemic with my friends, and then we kind of stopped because it got like really, really expensive. But then recently I've just been kind of like hopping back into it, but getting more motivated. I think the World Championships, when I went to the World Championships this past August, really changed my look on Pokemon because it just made me think how big Pokemon has become as a brand as a whole. Like going to the World Championships and seeing all different sides of the coin, from Go to TCG to VGC, and how every single side of Pokemon people just love, and it's just gone huge, really just like invigorated my spark for Pokemon. I know I've talked about it on the YAP session before, but right now I'm like watching the anime, reading the manga, playing with cards, playing Pokemon Go, obviously. Not really playing the main series games, although I did pick up a copy of Pokemon Red that I've started playing. So I've been like really dove into Pokemon, and this past week has been my focus on cards because I just love the cards. Granted, I did lose my binder, and the price, dude, my God, we were talking about this on my live stream. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the price of some of these cards out there, my God, it makes it hard to even be like a competitive battler because like even some of the competitive cards are crazy expensive. But yeah, I've been getting into it, going to a TCG pre-release event this weekend at a local card shop, which will be fun, where I can get access to if you don't know, they have like pre-release events at card shops, and you can get access to the new set, the Mega set, coming out later this month, but you can get access early if you go to one of these events. So doing that. Anyway, don't want to yap too much about myself. Other than that, things have been good. I guess a little W for Pokédaxi is, guys, I advocate for therapy a lot here on the channel. I always say getting a therapist, whether male or female or whatever, like I think it could just really help to have that, professional to talk to about, what you're going through in your life. And I think everybody needs a therapist, because in the world that we live in, there's always things that are going on that need to be processed. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, hello. Hi. Hi. Sorry, there was a dog just randomly pulled up. Anyway, W for me, changed my therapist, got a new therapist, hit a block with my old one. So trying out a new one, which was hard to change, change is hard, but little W for me. I don't know why I keep saying W like a W. Anyway, let's talk about level 80. I'm excited to get into this. I have a lot of thoughts on it. Let me go find a spot to sit down and let's get into it. It's a little chilly this morning because the fall is coming. Temperature check, anybody? Make your guesses. 12 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because I am from Canada. Shout out Canada. Okay, let's go sit somewhere. Okay, let's start. We're gonna start here. I found this massive log. There's probably 1,000 bugs living in it. There might even be something living in the trunk. But let's start by crossing our fingers, sitting here, and talking about level, you guys can see me, right? Level 50. Okay, so what constitutes a player to get to level 50? And also, I do want to talk about, because this has been something a lot of people have been asking, but like, is it actually possible to get to level 50 from here until level 80 drops? Now, first of all, why would you ever want to hit level 50 when level 80 is releasing? Well, number one, all the XP you do grind to get to level 50, like, it's going to work towards, like, I think a lot of people believe that once you hit level 50, you stop collecting XP. Maybe people don't believe that, but I swear to God, I've seen people say this. That's not true. Any XP you get over level 50 will go into your account, and then that means you're still storing XP once you're level 50, which means all of that XP can help you towards level 80, whatever that XP amount ends up being, which we'll talk about in a second. But so first of all, hitting level 50 and grinding XP towards level 50 is never a bad thing when level 80 is coming out, because all of that XP, again, can be used towards the next level. The bigger question is going to be the tasks. Now, first of all, quick breakdown. Currently, you need 176 million XP to hit level 50. So that is total XP combined from level 1 to 50. Granted, 1 to 40 is only 20 million XP. So actually the bulk of the XP here, 156 million of this XP, is actually the level 41 to level 50. Like, it exponentially grows, which I'm going to show you guys a curve here in a second. But the first question here before we talk about XP is the tasks. Because if you can't complete all the tasks between level 41 and 50, between here and the level 80 release, then there's no point in pushing for it. Also, by the way, I didn't completely mention, but like, the whole reason you'd want to hit level 50 before October 14th, when level 80 drops, is because of the fact that there are legacy avatar items you could get, like the level 50 jacket. There's a research that you can get that gets you a level 50, or that gets you a Mewtwo encounter. It's called the level 50 Mewtwo. So theoretically, you can get Mewtwo in Pokemon Go at any point in time. You just have to hit level 50 and complete the research. So yeah, that's the reason why. So like, first of all, let me just say this right now. If none of that interests you, if you're just like, okay, I don't really want a Mewtwo encounter, like obviously I think most people do, but like, you get one Mewtwo encounter and you get some legacy avatar items that will go away at some point. So like, if you don't really care about avatar items and like these legacy items, which I could definitely see, like personally, let me just say this right now, personally, if I was level like 40 right now, and this is just personally because I care more about power and strength, like I don't think I would really put in a huge grind, if it was even possible, to hit level 50 to get legacy avatar items. I feel like almost like, I don't know, maybe, again, this is just a personal, like everyone can have their own opinion, but personally, I feel like there should have been more of an incentive to even push to level 50 or even get level 50, because like some legacy avatar items are cool, but like, are they that cool? I don't know. Maybe I just don't like avatar items. I don't care too much how my avatar looks. I just care about what's in my Pokemon storage. But anyway, I do want to dive in. So let's take a look at the tasks and see if, is there a breakdown here? Oh yeah. Let's take a look at the tasks and see if they're even possible to make within 33 days, because this video drops and there's about 33 days until level 80 drops. So within 33 days, around, is it possible to complete all these tasks? So level 41 tasks, you need 6 million XP. Again, aside from the XP, power up legendary Pokemon 20 times. You can do that easily with Melton. I believe it counts. Win 30 raids, that's gonna cost you money. So as a free-to-play player, we're instantly, if you're not spending money and you're level 41, instantly, you probably can't do it, because win 30 raids is gonna take you, I guess if there's like a raid day or two from here or then, it's still gonna, the problem here is it's still gonna take you most likely at least 2 weeks. You have to do this in like one day. So catch 200 Pokemon in a day, that can be done in a day. Earn 5 gold medals. I hope you have 5 gold medals. Yeah, the medals is one thing. If you don't have the medal set, it's gonna be tough. Level 42, evolve Eevee into each of its unique evolutions. This can all be done in a single day. You just need a bunch of Eevees. You can spam evolve them. You can drop a magnetic, a glacial lure. Again, reading this instantly is starting to make me think that, like, if you have money, this would be a lot easier, because like if you don't have a mossy or glacial lure, this task instantly becomes harder. Evolving Eevee into Sylveon is possible. It's 30 hearts with your buddy, I'm pretty sure, right? So it's a little bit tough, but I think you could still do it. Like with Poffins, you could do it in like 2 days. And then Eevee into Umbreon and Espeon. Those ones are going to be a little harder because you need to make them your buddy and walk 10 kilometers with them. But again, like if you really wanted to, you could complete this task in a day. Use items to evolve Pokemon 15 times. Again, you're going to need a lot of like Sinnoh Stones, Unova Stones, all that stuff, but definitely possible in a day. And that can be done for free. Those items aren't too hard to find from spinning stops or completing research. Make 3 excellent throws, use 200 berries to help catch Pokemon. So like all of this, if you grind, can be done in a day. But page 1 is already making me think that like you instantly need to spend money on raid passes and potentially even on like lure modules to complete this. Yeah, instantly, if you're free to play, I'm gonna instantly say that, and you're level 41, you're not hitting level 50. Okay, let's say you're level 43. Earn 100,000 Stardust. That can be done in a day as well. Like, especially, we had like Shelter Spotlight Hour just recently. I guess, why would I mention an event that's already passed? What is there? I don't know, Stardust isn't too hard to get, right? How many Pokemon catches is that? Is that 1,000 catches? Is that 1,000? 1,000 times 100? Let's say it's 1,000. I can't do that math in my head. Use 200 super effective charge attacks. That can be done in a day as well. You can actually, a good strategy for this one is if you just go to a raid with your free raid pass and you just spam super effective charge attacks, and then like not complete the raid and back out at the last second and then just abuse this raid with your free pass. Even pay pass. This can all be done in a day. Again, it's a grind, but it can be done in a day. Catch 5 legendaries, that can be done in a day. That, I think, again, you can just use a Melton box to complete that, and earn 5 platinum medals. Again, can be done in a day, can be done instantly. This is one thing I'll say about the medals. If you don't have 35 platinum medals or are close to 35 platinum medals, then this is definitely gonna be tougher to complete. I don't, like, platinum medals are so tough. It depends on which ones you're missing. But if you're not even close to 35 platinum medals, you're not hitting level 50 from here till then. Anyway, so let me just say this right now. So far, we've realized that these first 3 levels can most likely be each done in a day or 2 each. So pretty easy to do those. However, you must spend money or have Pokecoins already stored up, like as a free-to-play player, to get raid passes. Because again, 30 raids as a free-to-play, that's 30 days of raids. Unless there's like, include 1 or 2 raid days, that's still 15 days of raids. Level 44, let's say you're level 44. Win 30 trainer battles in the Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, and win 20 trainer battles in Go Battle. This can be done in a day as well. I guess win 20 trainer battles in the Go Battle League would be a little harder. That might take you 2 or 3 days, depending how good you are. But if you're in rank 1 and you have the right PvP Pokemon, one thing about the 30 trainer battles in Great League, Ultra League, and Master League, if you want to do this as quick as possible, you can just battle a friend, do a friendly match in those leagues, and then just get your friend to use 10 CP Pokemon. So again, all this can be done in like potentially like an hour or 2. You're just gonna need a friend's phone or a friend's account or a friend there to just do those battles. Level 45. Okay, so this one, defeat 100 Team Go Rocket grunts, purify 100 shadows, defeat Team Go Rocket leaders 50 times, earn 10 platinum. So this is the one that, like, if you're not past this, you need to play the Team Go Rocket event. I dropped a tips video, but you need to play the Team Go Rocket event coming up, and you need to pretty much complete this during that Team Go Rocket event. So the Psychic Spectacular Team Go Rocket event is coming soon. Yeah, this task is really, really hard to do, except during Team Go Rocket events. Even during Team Go Rocket events, it's a grind. So if you, like, again, first of all, to do this task even, I think to do this task in one Team Go Rocket event, you would have to grind hard for the Team Go Rocket gray radar so you can battle the leaders, or spend money on radars. Because, like, thinking about it here, 100 Team Go Rocket grunts. Let me do some math. 100 grunts. Every 6 grunts, you get every 6 grunts, you get a radar. So 100 grunts divided by 6. You would only do 16 leaders before you complete your 100 grunts, which means you would have to buy about, what is that, 34? You'd have to buy about 34 radars to do the leader part of this task. I think the Purify 100 Shadows, like, if you did the task, earn 100,000 dust, you should hopefully have a lot of dust to just purify 1,000 or 3,000 Stardust Pokemon. Like, that's not too hard to do. You just need to, like, you're gonna catch a lot of Shadow Pokemon, so you can end up just purifying a lot of them. This task, I think, can be done in 2 days during a Team Go Rocket event. If it's not a Team Go Rocket event, and if you're watching this after the Team Go Rocket event happens, then, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think it's really possible. It's again, I don't want to say it's impossible, but, like, if you have a job or any sort of life and you can't spend all day in your car playing the game, first of all, actually, if that is your case scenario, it might even be hard to do any of these because you're going to have so little time to grind. But, like, if you have a lot of time to grind and play and your job is flexible, or, you know, you're in summer, I don't know, like, I guess it's not summertime, but if you have time, I guess, this will be more possible than if you don't have time. So that's another thing, that's another aspect you have to consider if you want to make this grind. Level 46, complete 100 field research tasks. That can be done really well during a community day. This weekend is Flabébé community day, so if you're level 46, it's a great time to do it. This can be done anytime, I think. Again, it's just like, that is just a grind task. Ooh. Take a snapshot of a Pokemon 7 days in a row. Okay, so instantly right here, this is what I'm thinking, okay? 33 days until level 80 drops. If you're starting from level 40, even if you have the XP to make it to level 50, you need to complete the level 41 to 45 tasks really quickly, like within a week. If possible, a week or a couple of days after, because you're instantly going to be time gated by a week task. It kind of sucks that they didn't speed this task up, but look, this page can be done in a day, except for the fact that it's going to be take Pokemon snapshots 7 days in a row. So the other tasks easily done in a day. Hatch 30 eggs, I guess. Again, instantly you're going to have to spend money on the game to complete this quickly. But yeah, if you're trying to go from 40 to 50. You got to get to this page really quickly. And then actually you need to complete the next pages quick too, because I'm going to break down something as well. So level 47, win 30 raids using a team of all unique Pokemon species. Okay, we're already looking at another 30 raid passes. So again, if you're a free-to-play player, instantly you're not able to go from 40 to 50. If you're already part of the way there, potentially. Win a 3-star raid using a Pokemon with 1500 CP or less. That's not too hard. You can do that pretty easily. You can also just get carried, like, by a friend. Like, if you just, you know, join a lobby of a bunch of people and then, yeah. Power up 3 Pokemon to their max CP. Not too hard to do as well. You can get Pokemon that are luckies if you want to save dust. Yeah, not too bad. And then earn 20 platinum medals. Again, I hope you have the platinum medals already or are close to 35. Level 48, receive 20 souvenirs from your buddy. Okay, here we go. Another kind of time-gated one. 20 souvenirs. That's just like luck-based. That's luck-based. Okay, the good thing about this one is, so walk 25 kilometers in a week 2 times. So instantly that's 2 weeks. Okay, so instantly that's 2 weeks. So looking at this, I actually don't, with 33 days, I do not think it's possible to go from level 40 to 50. If you're already part of the way there, I think it's possible. But if you're looking at like you're level 41 or 42, the fact that you have to receive, you instantly like level 47, level 46 plus level 48 is 3 weeks minimum. 3 weeks minimum of your time, which means the rest of the tasks you only have like a week and a little bit to complete. And level 49 has you obtaining 50 Pokemon in lucky trades. Like that's a lot, like that is like a week of trading if you're lucky. Yeah, so, okay, so I feel like I've debunked it. No matter how much money you spend, you cannot go from level 40 to 50 within the time frame at the time this video is dropping. However, if you're further along the path, if you're already past level 46, level 47 can be done in a day. Level 48 is going to be done in 2 weeks. And level 49 is going to be done in a week if you're lucky, I guess. And then level 50, make 999 excellent throws. That can be done in a day. We've seen the trainer clubs done it. I've done this in like 6 hours. Catch a legendary Pokemon in your next 5 encounters. That's pretty easy. And defeat a Team Rocket leader 3 times, only using Pokemon. So like, yeah, level 50 can be done in a day. Level 49 can be done in probably a week, if you're lucky, because the lucky trades is kind of tough. And then, yeah, level 48. So like, this is what I'm going to say right here. If you're level 47 right now, I do think it's possible to get to level 50. But you have to have a lot of your time on your hands, and you need to be really focused on the game and making sure you're maximizing everything. Even like prepping lucky friends, for example, on level 49, like getting a bunch of lucky friends lined up so you can get a bunch of lucky trades done. Really, really good. Adding a bunch of friends or not sending your friends gifts so you can do the send 500 gifts to friends task. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to say right now. If you're level 47 or above, I think it's possible to get to level 50. If you're not there, if you're level 46 or 45, it's pretty tough because that's instantly 1 week. Level 46 is 1 week. Level 48 is 2 weeks. Level 49 is 1 week. And you're instantly looking at, that's already like 28 days. And then you only have like what? An extra 5 days to do the rest? Maybe. It'd be hard. Overall though, that's what I'm going to say. That's my breakdown right there. If you're level 47 or higher, I think you can get to level 50 from here till then. But again, going back to the first point I made here is like, is it really going to be worth it for you? Maybe not. And let me say this right now, and this is going to be a big topic we're going to talk about, but like completing all these tasks, getting to level 50 is going to be cool. You're going to get avatar items, but you put in so much work for all these tasks. When you're instantly level 80 drops, those tasks are going to be left in the past. There's not going to be, you're not going to get any, you're going to get the avatar items, but like all that work you put in will instantly kind of like, no one else has to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know like the best way to kind of like say what I'm trying to say here, but like all the work you're putting in is going to kind of almost disappear because there's going to be a whole new set of 10 tasks to complete from level 71 to 80. So overall. Anyway, so that's a breakdown of the tasks. Could you reach it? In my opinion, if you're level 47 or above, I think it's possible to reach it. Now, let's take a look and try to predict how much XP it's going to take to get to level 80 in Pokemon Go. I'm going to zoom this in here because I feel like I am way too out of the loop. Can you see me? Okay, good. So this is a chart here. It's an exponential chart showing how much XP it costs for every level in Pokemon Go from level 1 to 50. So as you can see, level 1, 2, 3, 4, like all of this all the way to 40, there were always incremental increases. I believe it was like, I don't know the multiplier they put on it, but like it would be a constant increase where like, you know, it'd be like 2,000 XP, 5,000, 10,000 XP, 20,000 XP, 40,000, 60,000, like, you know, like, so it was a very flat curve. But then once they dropped level 40 to 50, you can see how much this exponential curve jumped. 49 to 50 XP was like, I think it was like 50, how much XP is it actually? Let me look here. How much XP does it say? It's 30 million XP. Going from level 49 to 50 is 1.5 times the amount of XP it takes to go from level 1 to 40. So it was a huge, huge curve. So when level 80 dropped, I've been seeing the chatter online. A lot of people are like, will this curve continue? Because if this curve continues, things get crazy. Let me explain. So to go from let me say this right now. I did some calculations, and if we were to go from level 50 to level 80, following the same curve I just showed you guys, the exponential curve, using the same ratio, it would take 161.45 billion XP, as long as the math here is correct, 45 billion XP to go from level 50 to 80. Yes, because the exponential curve is going to get so big that every level will end up being like billions of XP. So instantly right now, and I'm sure you guys can see it, I'm going to take this off the chart that I do not think that when they rebalance, because that's what they're doing, they're rebalancing the XP curve, we're not going level 1 to 50 is 176 million XP and that curve keeps going. The whole curve is going to get completely changed. Because also, to go from level 1 to 80, to give you another idea, 161.63 billion XP. As you can see right there, I don't know if that math is completely right, but level 1 to 50 is 176 million XP. The rest from level 51 to level 80 is going to be the rest. So it just goes to show, like, if we follow this curve, the vast majority of your XP you're gonna need to collect would be from level 50 to 80, and that small portion from level 1 to 50 is nothing in comparison. So overall, I do not think that's how we're gonna see it. Instead, what I see is us having a total flat round number XP count in the game. Now maybe this is not the best way to look at it, because level 1 to 50 was 176 million XP. So it wasn't like a flat, nice round number, you know what I mean? But I think what we can do here, and what I've done, is kind of predict how much XP per level we could be looking at if it was to be a flat curve, a flat increasing amount of XP per level. So like, you know, level 1 to 2, 2,000 XP, level 2 to 3, 2,000 XP, you know what I mean? And it adds up to a big number for a total amount of XP you need for level 80. So if a potential option, let me just say, a potential option that I don't really think is happening, this is not my bet, but from level 1 to 80, it would take you 250 million XP. So that's about, is that about 80 million XP, a little less than 80 million XP more than what we had before for level 1 to 50. So, you know, you had 176 million XP to go from level 1 to 50. 1 to 80 will be 250 million XP. Don't think it's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be higher than that. Level 80 is a big number. So I do not think it's gonna be as high as that. But if it were to be as high as that, and we weren't looking at an exponential curve, a curve where every level it takes more XP to get, you'd be looking at about 3.1 million XP per level. So every time you get 3.1 million XP, you level up for that. What I think it's gonna be personally, and I know a lot of people in the community think as well, it's gonna be a total of 500 million XP. So 500 million XP to get from level 1 to 80 total. Now, how will that XP be broken down? Will it be a flat curve, every level being the same? Maybe. Will it be an exponential curve where they kind of break it up into, you know, it's easier at the start, harder at the end? Who knows? Again, based on their wording, I'm gonna say this right now, but based on the wording that they've dropped, by the way, how long have I been recording here? Based on the wording that they've dropped, my guess is that it's going to be a flat curve, because the whole point of this XP rebalance is to make it more engaging to level up and have trainers level up more often. So it makes more sense for them to do a flat curve where every level is the same amount of XP, because then you'll be leveling up, like you'd be leveling up the quickest, right? Because you wouldn't slow down near the end of your leveling journey. Like you wouldn't start to hit a wall where like the level ups take so much XP, and instead you'd be, I guess like you would still slow down because there's gonna be tasks from level 71 to 80, but like, you know, from level 1 to 70, you're gonna be leveling up consistently on the same amount of XP every level, which again, I wouldn't mind. Again, the more times you're leveling up, the more enjoyable the game is. So Anyway, if it were to be 500 million XP, it would take, and we were supposed to, oh my God, I just killed a wasp or a mosquito on my phone and then it just squirted blood everywhere. That's gross. Anyway, 500 million XP, good morning. You're looking at 6 million XP, 6.2 million XP per level up. So decent amount of XP per level up. Then you have level 1 to 80 for 750 million XP. This is another one that I could see it being. Another one I could see it being where it's, you know, this would be like, what, times 4 or 5 times the amount of XP it takes from level 1 to 50. 750 total million XP. You're looking at about 9.3 million XP per level up upgrade while the mosquitoes are out. And then finally, the one that when I talk to a lot of like pro top players, specifically a local top player here called Poseidon, and he believes it's going to be 1 billion XP to go from level 1 to 80. Now, personally, let me explain why I don't think it's going to be 1 billion XP. The reason I don't think it's going to be 1 billion XP is because, first of all, that's a lot of XP, and, well, there's two sides to this coin. The main reason I don't think it's going to be 1 billion XP is because I do believe 1 billion XP will be kept for level 100. If level 100 comes to Pokemon Go, because they kind of like dropped level 80, which was cool, but it was kind of weird. And I have a feeling one day they're going to drop level 100 in Pokemon Go. So 1 billion XP would be a perfect amount. Why could I see 1 billion XP being a thing? Well, level 80, if that's going to end up being the highest level in the game, it's a lot of XP, but I think one thing we need to talk about is that it doesn't need to be for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of things in Pokemon Go come out, and then trainers are like, well, I'm never hitting that. And the whole point of these, like, insane grinds, these insane levels, these insane Pokemon, is that, mainly let me talk about levels here, because I think it's the fairest way to go, but it's like, you need to put in the time to reach the top levels of the game. You need to put in the grind. So only the trainers that are going to put in the time to get 1 billion XP should really deserve this highest level, right? Because like, what is the point of the highest level in the game if everybody is the highest level in the game? It doesn't make it special at all. You know what I mean? Like, thinking back to when I played Halo Reach as a kid, the highest rank you could get was Incinerator. And when I saw an Incinerator in the game that we were going up against, I was like, we are about to be crushed, because this person, because like the amount of credits you needed to hit that, you'd have to play like almost every day for multiple hours. And like, yes, you know, it sucked because I was like, I want to be an Incinerator, I want to get to that. But also it was like, that's cool that that person has put in that much time. So level 80 is kind of like another similar thing where like, if they make the XP requirements absolutely insane, I wouldn't even be that frustrated, because the fact is like, not only does it give me something to grind towards, but it's also like, not everything needs to be for everybody. Now, I feel like it's easier to say this on a like level standard, because like levels don't really change much. And I think, I guess the best way to word this is like, not everything needs to be for everybody, as long as it doesn't affect your gameplay features, you know what I mean? So like, as long as level 80 doesn't like lock trainers out of features of the game, I think it's fine. And that's why I think it's great that XL candies are unlocked at level 31, a very reasonable level for anybody to, like, even casual players. I think my girlfriend, who barely even plays, is level 31. So like a very reasonable level to get, and you unlock all the gameplay features, you know what I mean? But then at that point, like, level is just a vanity metric. So like, I think it's completely fine to make it 1 billion XP, make it really hard for trainers to get to, because it gives the top players, the people who really like, you know, who maybe not have, who don't really have like, or have a lot of time on their hands to grind, it gives those top players like something to be proud about and separate themselves, you know. At the end of the day, I think not everybody needs to be level 80 when it drops. I think it's really cool that it's only for the people who really push and really play, like the top players of the game. So yeah, overall, if it were to be 1 billion XP, you'd be looking at 12.5 million XP per level up, if it was to be a flat curve. So overall, yeah, that's what it would be like to be 1 billion XP. Now, we're not done yet, because there is new tasks coming to the game from level 70 to level 80. So let me go find a new spot to sit and let's talk about what some of these potential tasks could be. And then let's also answer some questions which I've been getting about the level up update and my thoughts on some concerns and some negative feedback about the update. So let me go find a new spot to sit. Okay, I don't know, thinking about it, I hope I worded what I wanted to say there correctly. Yeah, no, like at the end of the day, like I think top levels are really, really cool in the game. But I do think like sometimes like, I don't know, maybe people expect it to be easy and just everybody should have it. And personally, my personal opinion, I think it's cool that there are things that you really, really have to put the work in. And honestly, anyone with a job, I guess you could say, or like, you know, who doesn't have like hours on end to play the game won't reach. You know what I mean? And I think that's fine because like there's plenty, every game has it, you know, every game has prestige level, blah, blah, or like, you know, I don't really know how Fortnite works, but I guess like you could say like the top rank of Fortnite. Is it crystal or platinum or whatever? I don't play Fortnite, so. But anyway, I just want to make sure I'm clear with that. I think it is cool that is the thing and that is my opinion. But you can have a separate opinion, that's fine. Let's talk about potential tasks to hit level 80. So like the first thing I think that came out when this announcement was out, and I was looking through the comments of the release video I dropped, was just a lot of people saying, get ready for level 50 task, you know, spend $1 billion and things like, and I think it was especially because the community sentiment around the time that level 80 dropped, it dropped like right after the max finale event, right? So the community sentiment was overall that Scopely has taken over and that they're making people spend a bunch of money on the game and it's becoming very, very monetary, you could say. Now, first thing I want to say about this, my thoughts on, you know, like there's obviously been a community sentiment, a negative sentiment around the game becoming much, much more expensive. And it has. Like the facts are there. The events have been much more focused on max battles and raids and all that stuff. So overall, the community sentiment has been negative. I do question, and this is maybe me not just being completely like, I don't know, just not understanding how it works, but like Scopely took over, I think it was in March of last year, the acquisition was announced, and then they only recently took over. So I'm very curious, the max finale event specifically, I have a feeling that was still under Niantic's doing, because again, events in Pokemon Go are planned months in advance, especially like big global events, like they're planned like 3-4 months in advance. So when Scopely took over, which I guess was in like, was it March? Yeah, it was March, right? So March, April, May, June, July. So like potentially, I guess, no, but even then, like the announcement of Scopely taking over. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that I do think Niantic was actually behind the max finale event because I do not think that Scopely was in the dev team yet to make them do it. Now, obviously events can be changed and maybe Niantic had a different plan for that event and Scopely came in and was like, no, let's make it more expensive. I don't know how it works, but overall, that is just one thing I'm saying. But overall, anyway, the community sentiment, what I'm trying to say, was negative about how expensive the game was getting. So when level 80 was announced, a lot of people were just saying, get ready for this task, win 1,000 raids or stuff like that. Which, to be honest, I could see happening. But it got me inspired. It got me thinking, what could some potential tasks be for the game? Now, first case scenario, I guess I could say, will they take the level 50 tasks we currently have and just slap them from level 71 to 80? I feel like that is a possibility where they're just like, man, these tasks are already pretty hard to do them all. There's a good variety of different challenges to complete. You know, you have the evolutions, the buddies, the rockets, the PvP. Like there's all sorts of challenges. So 100% I could 100% see them just being like, oh no, okay, so like the level 50 tasks are now gonna be from level 71 to 80. Could see that. They could revamp it all. They could 100% be like, no, we're gonna give you completely fresh, completely new tasks to go ahead and complete. So I listed down a couple different ideas I have for tasks, not too many, and I'd love to hear you guys, your guys's your ideas in the comment section below about what tasks, oh, cute dogs over there, you think they could have. Now, my first one is make 10,000 excellent throws. Definitely a tougher task. This could be one like later in like the level, 40, 78, 9, 10, or 70, 78, 9, 80 tasks. Yeah, make 10,000 excellent throws. We had make 1,000 excellent throws or 999. So yeah, we could be seeing them double. They could, maybe they'll make it 2,000. I feel like there's gonna be some sort of excellent throw task though, because it definitely like leans into the idea of like, again, all of these tasks should be leaning into the idea of a master trainer, a trainer that envelops all of Pokemon Go. It's not just a person that's focused on one aspect of the game, but is skilled in all aspects, because I do believe that is what a level 80 trainer is all about. Being a Pokemon master is mastering every aspect of Pokemon Go, from your buddies to PvP to raiding to max battles to throwing. You know what I mean? Like, so I could definitely see a task focused around this. Catch blank Pokemon in 24 hours. This is a task that I saw a lot of top trainers hoping to see. We had the catch 200 Pokemon in a day task. I'd be interested if we got like a catch 1,000 Pokemon in a day task. Now, catching 1,000 Pokemon in a day is hard, but it also is pretty possible. I will say, I guess this task instantly makes it so like, if you're a rural trainer, completing this is gonna be, like, you're gonna have to do this one in a city, because like catching 1,000 Pokemon in a rural area, pretty tough. But like even then, like if there's a community day where spawns are boosted, you could very easily catch, maybe not very easily, but like catching 333 Pokemon an hour with the quick catch technique and Palkia Spatial Rend Adventure effect. Very possible, very possible. Now me, personally, my record for catches in an hour was 1,000. That was when AR quick catch was the thing. Nowadays, I could probably do maybe 600, 500 catches in an hour. So I don't think it's, crazy to say that we'll have a task where you have to catch a blank amount of Pokemon in a 24-hour period or in a day or whatever. Could see it. Now, this is a controversial one. This is one that, again, personally, I think would be cool to have. I think a lot of people would be against it. Now, again, going back to my point, I feel like how I see level 80 is like, more so how I would see level 100, because again, for me, like the key, why did they choose 80? It's such a weird rank. They should have just gone with 100. They should have just doubled it. Anyway, it's the trainer that's the master at everything. So I could see them doing a task called Reach Legend Rank. Reach Legend Rank once in PvP. Now, would this be retroactive? Maybe. Would it be like, hey, if you've ever reached Legend Rank, you'll instantly complete this task? Or is it like, reach Legend Rank once you get to that page? I don't know. Personally, again, I feel like you need to be a master in all aspects of the game to be the highest level in the game. It's not for everybody, but like the players who grind, not just one aspect, not just focus on XP or Stardust or raiding or catching, like you need to be a full, well-rounded trainer. So I fully believe that Legend Rank, maybe they won't do Legend, maybe they'll do like Reach Ace Rank or Reach Expert, like I could see them doing that if they want, because like Legend is really hard to get. And also this would probably make like the game pretty competitive, maybe like a lot more, maybe like more toxic, because like people would be like just trying to hit Legend Rank for their tasks or whatever. Like, I don't know. Could this one not be good for the game to add this task? Yes. Could it be good? Yes. Hard to say. I think it would be cool to add. On second thought, maybe it'd be a little bit too intense. But again, I just believe in like tasks all around the board for different challenges. Next one, Max the Dynamax Legendary. This is one that a lot of people were saying in the comments of my video. I don't know why, but I could definitely see them like, because they had the max out task before, right? It was like power up 3 Pokemon to their max level. I could see them doing something like max a Shadow Pokemon, max a Dynamax Pokemon, max a Gigantamax Pokemon, max a Pure, like max one of every type of Pokemon to show that you're a trainer that maxes out everything. You know what I mean? Like, could definitely see something like that, especially because like Dynamax Legendary is really hard to max out. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Random idea. We then have win blank raids or max battles. This is one that I will guarantee we will see, especially because level 80 is dropping after max battles. We never had a complete blank max battles for level 41 to 50. So could definitely see them dropping a sort of task like that. Catch blank total Pokemon is another one. You know, leveling up is really focused on XP in the game. And like catching is important, but like you could theoretically hit level 50 with not that many catches if you had just like focused on friendship XP and all that stuff. So I could see them trying to, again, make sure a trainer is like a variety trainer and has it done a lot, where it's like, you know, catch 100,000 Pokemon or catch 50,000 Pokemon lifetime. You know, it's like get the collector medal to blank number. You know what I mean? So like, I could definitely see them doing something like that. Platinum medals is another one. How many platinum medals will we need? Will it be 35? Will it be 40 platinum medals? Will it be complete every platinum medal? I think that would be insane. I could see it. Complete every platinum medal. I feel like complete every platinum medal could be a thing for like level 100. But also thinking about it now, the fact that platinum medals are always being released, like, you know what I mean? So like, maybe it'll be like complete 50 platinum medals. I don't think we're gonna get complete every platinum medal, but I could see them being like complete blank platinum medal. Participate in, this is one idea that I saw a lot of people bringing up, but like participate in blank events. You know what I mean? So, to have a well-rounded trainer who plays every single like event or whatever, like they could have a task like play 5 community days. You know what I mean? So like what would play 5 community days count as? I don't know. But like it could be something like that. They could also do something where it's like attend blank meetups, you know, on Campfire or whatever, like check into blank meetups. Could be another task. I know that is a platinum medal in the game, but I could definitely see them being like, hey, we want our top players in the game to attend the meetups and to be social, which again, I don't really think would be the greatest thing to do, because this would instantly lock out level. A lot of these tasks, thinking about them now, but a lot of these tasks and the way I could see them doing it would be locking out rural trainers from hitting level 80. Now thinking about rural trainers, again, going to it, this is not gonna be something for everybody. And like, if you just can't even get the XP amount in your area to hit level 80, like that might just be a situation where like you can't even get that much XP because your play location, you know, is so like dead, you could say. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but moving on, I guess. Final one, complete the Pokedex. I could very much see completing the Pokedex being a challenge, a task. Maybe this one will be more for level 100 if that ever releases. But like, you know, get every Pokemon in the Pokedex currently available, or even maybe not even like currently available, but like, you know, catch 700 species of Pokemon. Like, you know what I mean? Like complete vast majority of the Pokedex. Maybe they don't include regional Pokemon, so everybody can do it from around the world. That would probably be the best case scenario. But I could see definitely some sort of like collection based thing. Because again, like, I don't want to keep regurgitating on this point, but like being a level 80 trainer, being a high level trainer, being a level 50 trainer even, is about having experienced every feature, every side of the game, from PvP to raiding, to collecting, to shiny hunting, to buddies. You know what I mean? Like level 50 does a good job of it, and I think level 80 will do a good job of it as well, but maybe to a higher extreme, to a higher standard. You know, you need to be not just like adequate in every level of the game, but you need to like be like decent in every level of the game. I don't know. Again, this is all speculation. Will this happen? Will this not? Who knows? But this is just my thoughts and where I could see them taking the game. Now, this brings us up some questions that I've collected from the community that I want to answer here. Starting off with the first one. If they rebalance level 1 to 50 XP, is it fair for trainers who are working on the old requirements? So this has been something that I've seen a lot in the community. A lot of people being like, oh, like, why am I even doing these level 41? Like, you know, like before level 80 was announced, they grinded from level 1 to level 40, or sorry, from level 40 to 45, and level 80s dropped halfway through, and now they're like, well, what's the point of all that? All these tasks are going to be removed. Now, I don't really know if I have an answer for this because I kind of see two sides of it. The first side is like, again, your grind was not useless because all of that XP you collected will go into level 80. It's like retroactive. It's useful that you collected it because it's useful towards your next, the next level update. Now the tasks, on the other hand, I could 100% see why they would be like a little bit of pain, a little bit demotivating when you worked really hard on doing all these tasks to get to to level 45. Now I think what what Scopely was trying to do here was trying to be like, okay, so all these people who, like, the value you're getting out of doing all these tasks is these legacy avatar items. So I guess like the best way to put it here is like, if you care about the level up avatar items, this is not a big deal for you. But if you don't care, then I could definitely see why you're frustrated and why it would be annoying that if you've done level 1 to 45 tasks, it's not fair at all to just like get all that work undone. Now, what is the solution to this? I don't know. I feel like part of it makes me think that like when there is a huge rebalance, when there is a huge XP rebalance or any rebalance in the game, there's always going to be winners and there's going to be losers. There's going to be things you're kind of like throwing away, you know what I mean? Because it's getting removed from the game. A rebalance usually means like all the work you've done in the past is not how the new system works. For example, like, if gymming were to get rebalanced, I don't know if this is a good example, but like gymming were to get like changed up, like, and like Blissey is no longer the best gym defender, are you going to be like, oh, well, like all this Blisseys I powered up are kind of useless, you know what I mean? And I don't really think that's the best way to look at it because, again, you got value out of those Blisseys based on the info you knew about at the time. Gymming still is, but in a situation where gymming gets rebalanced and Blissey is no longer the best, you still got value out of powering up your Blissey to level 50 and the amount of coins that it collected. So with this level update, you still got value out of doing the tasks from level 41 to level 45. Did you get value? I don't know. I guess you got value in the fact of like, the raids you did, the motivation that it gave you maybe to like go out and play and I don't want to say happiness, but like, grinding up levels it can be fun. You know what I mean? It can be fun. It can be those dopamine hits when you complete a new challenge. Like maybe that's the value that you got. Maybe that's what you got. And you don't lose everything by losing the progress you made because, it's all going to be obsolete and gone. Because like in the moment of completing those challenges, it was fun for you. I hope it was fun for you. Maybe it wasn't and it was a huge grind and it was not enjoyable at all. And now it's all getting taken away. I feel like if it wasn't enjoyable to you, then maybe you should rethink why you're even playing Pokemon Go overall. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's like a is it psychology thing for this? But like the value is in the present. You know what I mean? You're not like, I guess it goes back to like the journey. Like you got to enjoy the journey, not the destination. So like, I hope you enjoyed the journey and you got value out of leveling up from level 41 to 45. And the fun you had doing that is worth it versus you just fixating on wanting to be level 50 and not enjoying the process. I don't know. I guess that's my best way to put it. Look, again, at the end of the day, there's going to be winners and losers. And when there is an XP rebalance, I don't think it's completely fair that everybody who worked on their level up updates and is not going to hit level 50 is not really getting much. Again, you're getting avatar items, but if you don't really care about the avatar items, then I don't think it's fair, but I guess maybe it's just like a way it is and there's winners and losers. I don't know. I don't know if that's a really good answer to that question. Overall, I don't think it's fair. Now, do I think what they could have done? I'm really yapping today, by the way. I've just realized, like, I've been really yapping. Anyway, the best way I guess they could solve this issue is be like, maybe you get, like, if you completed, like, certain level up tasks from level 41 to 50, or if you're already level 50, you could get some sort of advantage on the level 71 to 80 tasks. Maybe one task will auto-complete per level you've completed in the past. They haven't announced anything like this, but if they were to, maybe that would be a much better way where like trainers feel like all the work they put in is kind of getting translated, maybe. But I think the Pokemon Go team, like the whole thing they were trying to say is like, hey, these avatar items are becoming legacy, so that's the value you work towards for hitting level 50. And also, I guess just the accomplishment, hitting level 45 is no easy feat, so you should be proud of yourself, even if you never hit level 50 or level, whatever level you hit, you should be proud of yourself for doing that, and that's the accomplishment in itself. Next question. Do you feel level 80 will be the final cap, or will we see level 100 eventually? We've touched on this in this video. I feel like level 80, again, to me, is just a weird level to stop on. Level 40, maybe it's because like level 40 was the original highest level, so they wanted to double it. But like, I don't know. I feel like they're doing level 80 because they want to have room to grow for level 100 in the future. I remember like a couple years ago, or like a couple, like maybe even last year, when I did YAP sessions, I was like, we're never getting anything above level 50. We're either getting level 100 or level 50. And I never thought that they would do this weird middle ground thing. But look where we are now. We're at level 100, or at level 80. So 100%, I could see level 100 coming in the future. How will they do it? Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Will there be a complete... One thing makes me think this. The fact that they're fully rebalancing the XP curve, depending on how much XP it takes to get to level 80, we'll be able to predict if they're even planning in the future on doing level 100. Because if the XP curve is flat, I could 100% see level 100 coming, because they could just like... They could even either make the end of the XP curve from level 80 to 100 like an exponential, so like it gets really, really hard. Or they could just, ride the flat line, keep it going up all the way to level 100. And it would probably be very reasonable, the amount of XP you'd need for level 100, You'd be looking at maybe 1.1 billion, 1.5 billion, which is a lot of XP. But again, level 100, like we're talking like a huge high level. Like the top players in the game, only like the top 1%, even less, will hit that. Anyway, point is, I could see level 100 coming. When? Probably not for a while. We got level 50. Level 50 was dropped in like 2020, I think. 2019? Was it 2020? 2020. 5 years later, we get level 80. Maybe 5 years later, we'll get level 100. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have to wait and see. Next question. Is this just a way for them to get more money? Okay. This is a good question. This is a good thing to touch on. I've been recording for 22 minutes at this spot. So a lot of people, again, going back to the community sentiment, when this dropped, a lot of people were like, oh, just another way for them to get more money. Just another way for them to incentivize us to spend more money on the game. Now, let me say this right now. I guess my thoughts on this is that every business decision that Niantic makes, or that Scopely makes, is always going to be to get them more money. They are a business, and at the end of the day, they need money to run the game. Now, we could obviously sit here and argue and debate how much money do they need. They're a $1 billion company. You know what I mean? Like they have so much money. Actually, Scopely now owns it, which might even be have even more money. Now, granted, Scopely just bought the game, so they're probably in a huge debt and they're trying to make money back on it. But overall, the point is that they need money. The business needs money to run the game. Now, how much money? Could we try to sit here and predict what the expenses of running Pokemon Go for one day is and how much money they need to recoup to make a profit? How much profit do they make? Are they making times 10 return? Is it times 2 return? Is it a much smaller margin of profit do they make? We don't know the expenses that Scopely spends on Pokemon Go. We don't know how much their office costs. We don't know how much their servers costs, and we don't even know, do we even know their profit? We could maybe even make a prediction of how much profit they make, but hard to say. So overall, at the end of the day, most game choices that Niantic make are going to be for money. Now, the question is this. Are they making... This is how I think about it, but are the game choices they're making for money locking trainers behind features or not? And this is why I'm not upset with level 80, is because yes, people will naturally play the game more, because level 80 is out. They will maybe naturally spend more money on the game because they want to, you know, complete the 30 raids for like a level up challenge, or like, you know, buy lucky eggs to collect XP quicker. Yes, people will do this. However, all this money being spent is not locking, like, you don't need to spend money to hit level 80. It might take you a bunch of years, but you don't need to. When I get frustrated is looking at something like the Max Finale event, where like you need to spend money and there is a time cap on so-and-so Pokemon. For example, Eternatus is a great example. You can catch Eternatus for free. You can do a couple Eternatus battles for free, but then Eternatus is gone. He's leaving. He or she doesn't even have a gender, is leaving. Meaning that the only way you could have maxed out an Eternatus in the game that weekend is by spending money on the game. Now, yes, Eternatus will return. Maybe, you know, it'll return slowly every couple months or whatever, or however they decide to drop it. And maybe as a free-to-play player, in 5, 6, 7 years, you'll be able to get a maxed out Eternatus. But level 80, on the other hand, it's never going away. You can always work on hitting level 80, which means you do not have that FOMO, that time crunch, where they're like, oh, you need to spend money right now to hit level 80 to get to this level. You know what I mean? Like, no, that is a slow progression, something you can slowly work on. So I never have a problem with that. I think it's completely fine. That's game design. You know, Pokemon Go is pay to accelerate. I don't like when it's like pay to get, because like Eternatus doesn't feel like pay to accelerate, because it's like you can't get this Pokemon on a realistic time frame of playing the game without spending money on the game. If that makes any sense at all. You know what I mean? Like, Eternatus does not, I don't think Eternatus will return often enough to make it viable for any free-to-play player to get it. Anyway, that's kind of, I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope my words are coming off in the right way, but like, it doesn't feel pay to accelerate. So, yes, level 80 is a way for Niantic, for Scopely to collect more money, to get people to play the game more. At the end of the day, that is their goal. But I don't think it's a bad business. I don't think it's a toxic monetization strategy. It's just called dropping features in the game to get people to play. You know what I mean? It's like how Fortnite drops new seasons and changes things up to get people interested in the game. At the end of the day, it's not locking a feature behind payment, I guess you could say, because you can get as a free-to-play player, it'll just take you a while of gameplay, which I think is fine. Anyway, is leveling even the right progression system for Pokemon Go anymore, or should Niantic put more focus on somewhere else? Okay, so this is a big question that is more of an overall, like I guess you could say, like the big picture question, which I've seen people talking about, but like, obviously, like, leveling up is a huge thing in Pokemon Go. You know, it's like the main thing I think most people focus on, and it's the main progression of the game. And with a game like Pokemon Go, where there's no story, you know what I mean? There's no, like, it's not like a campaign in Call of Duty where you follow it to the end and when you complete it, you complete it. No, Pokemon Go is a game that's been running for 9 years, almost 10 next year. And yeah, it's been a game that's been out for a while. So the progression of the game is kind of like, you know, like you can open up Pokemon Go and it's not like it's clear what you need to do. It's not like, oh, you need to, oh my God, I just hit the camera with a branch. It's not clear what you need to do. So the level up updates, the leveling up is like almost the clearest version of progression in a game like Pokemon Go, where like you open the game, you're like, what can I do right now? Work on leveling up, work on collecting more XP to get to a higher level. But the question really begs, is this actually the correct progression of the game? You know, should the main focus of the game be getting to a higher level, or should Niantic or Scopely implement, I keep missing them. I'm never gonna do that correctly, but should they add a campaign? Should they add, I don't know, it makes me think like leveling, like collecting Pokemon should, like the Pokedex should be more of a focus of the game. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of thinking about it, but like leveling up is more of a focus that the game pushes you towards doing than like collecting them all and completing the Pokedex. You know what I mean? Like, you would think Professor Willow would be on your butt, I can't swear on these, but would be on your butt about, you know, getting him more Pokemon to research, you know what I mean? And working more on the Pokedex. Like, I don't really have an answer to this question, but it does make me think, like, big picture, is leveling the right way to lead the game towards? You know what I mean? Like, is getting to the highest level the right progression to lead the game towards? Or is there a better way the game could steer trainers, you know? Is there a more valuable way? It's like Brandon Tan says something very, very wise that he's repeated multiple times, but like, leveling is cool, but it's kind of a vanity metric, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really do much for you, and like, obviously past level 31, and your account is only as strong as the Pokemon in your account. That's what Brandon Tan says. Like, you could be level 80, you could be a level 80 trainer, but not have any Pokemon powered up, high levels, strong Pokemon. You could even not even have any like cool rare shinies caught. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the mark of a true trainer is somebody who has caught them all, who has collected them all, who has some of the strongest Pokemon in the game. It's not somebody who is the highest level. You know what I mean? Like, if you look back to the anime, Ash, bro, I'm not gonna lie, if Ash was in Pokemon Go, I swear to God, he'd be like level 40, 41. He would not be that high of a level, because bro does not have good knowledge about the game. But he does have a good Pokedex. He has caught a lot of different species of Pokemon. He does have strong Pokemon that he's powered up to a high level. So should the game design start to lead towards that? Maybe. Maybe that's where we should lead. And again, I'm not a game designer. I don't really know exactly how this could be implemented into Pokemon Go, but maybe, you know, the motivations of the game should be more directed towards completing the Pokedex, getting strong Pokemon, different things like that versus, because like really like, and maybe, look, maybe this is a good thing about Pokemon Go is the fact that like, you know, well, no, it is a good thing about Pokemon Go is the fact that, you know, you can play how you want and some people can still enjoy the game while having never powered up a Pokemon and having 20 million, 30 million Stardust in my account. Shout out to Pokemama. That's literally my mom. My mom has maybe like 4 or 5 Pokemon that are level 50 and she has 30 million Stardust. And, you know, she still enjoys the game. She still has a lot of fun with it. So maybe that's the beauty of Pokemon Go, but also maybe, I don't know, maybe we should be, I don't know where this question's going. It's kind of just a random hypothetical. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this question. Is leveling up, level 80, higher levels, the correct progression for the game, the correct direction for the game? And then finally, will raising the level cap make casual players feel left out or motivate them to keep playing? This is one that could go either way because I think it is a personal thing. I see so many different like subjective views online where I'll see like level 80 get released and then some casual players who are like lower levels be like, oh wow, cool, something new to work towards. And then some people will be more of a pessimistic vibe and be like, oh man, like all this work I work towards, it's just too much of a grind. And it always goes back to the concept we've had before, but like, how hard can you make a game to motivate trainers versus making it too hard where they get demotivated? And there's that fine line we talk about over and over again on this channel of where Scopely is taking the game design of making the game too hard where people give up versus too easy where people lose motivation because like they just complete it so easily. It goes back to the rural versus like in-person event, like, you know, debate where like if they make the events too easy to do from home, people are just going to do them from home because it's just the easier way to do, and then they're going to lose motivation in the long run because it's too easy. But then if they make it too in person, people are not even going to be motivated to actually go out and play in person. So you have to find that perfect line. And the same thing goes here with level 80. Where like you have to find that line of how hard do you make the tasks, how hard do you make the XP, where people feel like it's actually a reasonable goal they can hit versus not. Now I think this is, the one thing about this question, the one thing about this is it's such a personal thing. You know what I mean? Like what, if I were to shoot out the number 500 million XP, a lot of you guys might be like, wow, that's just way too much. That's completely unrealistic for my life. But then some of you guys might be like, oh, that's actually good. That's gonna motivate me more. I think that's possible to reach. And that's why like this question really depends on who you are, how much time do you have to play the game, how into Pokemon Go are you, how into Pokemon are you? Like there's so many different factors that implement motivation into doing something. So each person, each number I shoot out, like if I shoot out 250 million, some people are gonna be like, that's too low. Some people are gonna be like, that's too high. If I shoot out 500 million total XP for level 80, some people will say that's too low, too high. It's just such a personal question, and there's no way for Scopely to really know exactly the perfect amount, because at the end of the day, you can't make everybody happy. Not everybody's gonna like how the XP rebalance happens. Some people will, some people won't. You know what I mean? So like, it's really hard to get that exact number and get that exact level cap, you know, that exact difficulty to get everybody happy. But what they can try to do is try to get the majority of people happy. Where you even start about going in that direction, I don't even know. Do you survey people? Do you know what? I don't know. But overall, that leads me to passing it off to you guys. Like, what would you guys say is a good amount of XP, no matter what level you are? Are you level 20? Are you level 30? Are you in your 40s in age? No, I'm kidding. Are you in your 40s in level? Like, what do you think would be a reasonable amount of XP, I guess, and challenges that would actually motivate you to keep playing and working towards hitting level 80 versus just kind of giving up? And I think also part of this, again, goes back to the idea of like just accepting that not everything is for everybody. And if you're somebody with a great life, with kids, with friends, and you do a lot of things outside of Pokemon Go, and it's not the only thing you work on, I think it's important to just accept that, hey, you're not gonna be level 50, you're not gonna be level 80, you're not gonna be the best, highest level trainer in the world, but you can still get enjoyment out of Pokemon Go. Because at the end of the day, the enjoyment comes from within, from the events, from the friends that you play with, not from reaching the final destination of hitting level 80. It's a tried and true concept we've talked about in, you know, the human race as a whole, but like, I know everybody wants the penthouses, the big job, the blah, blah, but you know, we've seen it time and time again, but like, once you get there, are you really satisfied? Is your life complete? Life doesn't just end when you get that. There's still a lot of things to happen. So you gotta enjoy that process getting there, because that's like, you know, at the end of the day, I don't know. It makes me think sometimes like I grew this YouTube channel and, you know, like it was always my dream to be a YouTuber, and I always wanted to become a YouTuber. And, you know, I finally did it. I finally worked towards becoming a full-time YouTuber, making my job, but all sorts of other challenges have popped up since I've become it. My life didn't just end. Happiness didn't just instantly freeze and I'm like eternally happy. I'm eternally grateful, but I'm not eternally happy. You know, you still have to work on being happy every day, on following your dreams and your passions. And life doesn't just end when you hit level 80, when you hit level 50. So you got to enjoy what makes Pokemon Go special to you. Yeah, I guess that's kind of I guess where I'll leave it. I'm just gonna leave it at it again. But Brandon Tan always says, your account is only as good as the Pokemon that you have in it. And honestly, your account is only as good as the enjoyment you have playing it. So remember that with all this level talk, whatever level you're at, it doesn't matter, because if you're enjoying the game, you are winning in the game. And that's really all that matters in a video game that's supposed to bring you joy. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is my YAP session. This was a long one. I feel like the YAP sessions recently has been long. Let me know if you've been enjoying them longer, or if you'd like me to bring them back down shorter. The thing is, I always make the YAP sessions as long as I need to make them. So it's not like I'm throwing in too much filler here. Everything I talked about today is stuff that would have made it or not. But anyway, watch the other two videos on screen if you enjoyed this one, guys. We will catch you guys all next Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with another YAP session. Again, you can listen to these on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And before I end it, if you guys made it all the way here to the deep end, I'm stealing that from Colin and Samir, but if you've been watching and listening, first of all, I really appreciate for staying here and listening to the end, but also, if you're interested in coming on a trip with us and coming down to South Korea or Japan, we are hosting two group trips next year in April and in May. I'll leave a link below if you want to check it out, but I'd love to travel and play Pokemon Go with you, spending a week in Korea or in Japan with you, because honestly, amazing experience and an amazing place to play Pokemon Go. So yeah, we'll catch you guys all next week. Follow for tips, everybody. Peace.